And welcome back to Real Talk Sports with Rico. Today we are talking about NBA free agency, guys. And I know we were going through days 1, 2, and then 3, but now we're going to look at pretty much the things that have happened here in free agency and really just bringing up some of the final things that are coming to closing now that the NBA official signing period is taking off, guys. And so, welcome back to the show here, but let's go ahead and jump right into it, guys. And so we're going to be taking a look here. You can find this on Yahoo, and you're looking at some of the things that have went final. So starting with Andre Drummond, sad to see him leave the Chicago Bulls, but I think that this is a terrific move for the Philadelphia 76ers in light of the fact that Joel Embiid continues to get hurt. Next up, LeBron James takes a $3 million pay cut to put the Lakers below the second apron. I don't think that that's going to matter too much. The Lakers are really financially strapped, and I think that that's why you didn't see DeMar DeRozan end up going here. We're getting ready to talk about that. But you're seeing right here, Shams reporting that the Lakers are below the second apron. Next up, speaking of DeMar DeRozan, this was a great thing to see. I thought that this was a terrific story because DeMar DeRozan has been a terrific player everywhere he's played, whether it's San Antonio, Toronto, Chicago. And I continue to keep saying that he has done absolutely nothing wrong in these situations. And I think he gives everything that he can to the organization. I'm glad to see that he got paid, number one, and I'm glad to see he's in a winning situation. I hope he's able to lift the Kings up to a championship stature. And I hope that they go further than they've ever gone before. And I think that the irony of this, guys, is that Zach LaVine, all right, who is known as an elite scorer, was not moved, but you got a guy, DeMar DeRozan, who it was a free agent. He did not have to do a sign and trade with the Chicago Bulls, and he was able to do something for the Chicago Bulls that they were not able to do with LaVine or Caruso, and that is get the Chicago Bulls some draft capital. So kudos to them. Harrison Barnes heading over to the San Antonio Spurs. It was a 3-team deal, and then Chris Duarte and 2 second-round picks in cash going to the Chicago Bulls. Next up, an epic 6-team trade, guys, sending Klay Thompson over to the Dallas Mavericks. We're looking at this one here right now. You're looking at it on the screen. And so, look, this guy initially, I just think that when you look at what took place with Klay Thompson in that situation, he was only going to be getting, I think, $25 million, I think, or something like that from Golden State. And the fact that they weren't going to open up the money bag for him, I think, was a bit ridiculous. And so glad for Klay. You see, Dallas has got a 2025 second round pick in this. Minnesota has gotten some picks back and some cash consideration. Golden State recoups a little bit getting Kyle Anderson and Buddy Hield. I think that that's going to help Steph Curry. I think that they're still not done. I think there's a possibility that they could still get something with Lauri Markkanen in there. Cash considerations to Denver. The Hornets get Josh Green, Reggie Jackson, second round pick for 2029 and second round pick for 2030. And then the Sixers get a 2031 second round pick. So epic trade there. New York confirms that they re-signed OG Anunoby for a lot of money for $212 0.5 million. So yeah, definitely getting the contract, OG Anunoby, and he deserved it. But the one thing that scares me about OG is that he has been hurt in Toronto, got hurt in a tough part of the season, I think, for the Knicks, and I think that they definitely could have used him going into the Eastern Conference Finals there. So looks like Darko Sargic, I didn't say his name right, but Dario signs with the Denver Nuggets on a 2-year deal, coming over from Golden State, $10.6 million. Definitely messed up my man's name there, Dario, heading over to the Nuggets. So next up, we got my man here from Detroit, averaged 15.4 points a game, 42.6% three-pointers here. looks like that he came over from the Jazz, and I remember him too as well. He was playing extremely well for the Jazz, and then he got traded over to the Pistons. But I think that this is a pretty solid pickup for the Pistons. Next up, you have Miles Bridges coming back, 3 years, $75 million on his contract. That's pretty much an update there. Just talked about what happened with the Kings getting DeRozan. Devontae Graham is going to be traded from the Spurs to the Hornets, and then they plan to waive him so he can be a free agent there. Caleb Martin agreeing to a 4-year, $32 million contract with the Sixers here. I think that's pretty good for the Sixers. They get a pretty good role player, a guy that's played some significant minutes for the Miami Heat. Yeah. I mean, kind of that's tough for the Miami Heat. They've lost Max Strus. They lost him. They lost Gabe Vincent. That was part of that lineup, really, that helped propel the Miami Heat to the finals there. Malik Beasley on a 1-year deal heading to the Pistons, quietly getting it done. So getting a sharpshooter over there from Milwaukee. And Franz Wagner gets a 5-year, $224 million max rookie extension for him. Really getting it done. Kai Jones agrees to a non-guaranteed deal to stay with the Clippers. Just talked about Buddy Hield. He is going over to the Golden State Warriors. I think that that's certainly going to help them out. Shake Milton headed over to the Nets, kind of in that Mikal Bridges trade with the Knicks. And yeah, guys, Taurean Prince headed over to the Bucks. He averaged 8.9 points a game, 2.9 rebounds a game. I think he'll certainly help the Bucks. I think he's going to go out there and give them a little bit of more defense, something that they did not have. PJ Dozier headed to the T-Wolves. Pretty good player out of college, just never really got it going. Went over to Europe after a torn ACL with the Nuggets in 2021. Alex Burke to the Heat. I like that a lot. Here's a guy that can score the basketball. Just came over from the Knicks. He continued to stay injured throughout his career, I would say. Joe Ingles to the Timberwolves. Must say I like that. Joe Ingles, a great shooter. He's been with Rudy Gobert before, so Woj pointing that out, and also to Mike Conley. It's almost like he's getting back with the Jazz again, so I think that was a pretty good signing here. Just talked about Bron and his 2-year deal, talked about Cal Anderson. Jonathan Isaac reaches an extension with the Magic. Not really sure I believe in that. I mean, 5-year, $84 million for a guy that has been injured, guys, only averaging 6.8 points a game and 4.5 rebounds a game. Second year back after missing 2 campaigns with a torn ACL. Yeah, I'm not sold on him. Xavier Tillman returning to the Celtics. I like that a lot. Brings some toughness and some size to that Celtics, and I think he certainly helped them out. Mo Wagner, so France's brother, is returning to Orlando. 2-year, $22 million deal. I think that was a great signing. Then we got James Wiseman signs with the Pacers here. I thought he showed some flashes during his time with Golden State. Certainly think that this wasn't a bad signing, but I think that this does help Miles Turner out a lot. I think that you're going to see a little bit more from James Wiseman, and I certainly think he was definitely deserving of another contract. Donovan Mitchell back to the Cavs. It looks like he agrees to a 3-year, $150.3 million max extension. There was a lot to be made about Donovan Mitchell, and the question was he going to come back to Cleveland? And clearly it looks like that he's locked into Cleveland for at least 3 more seasons. Mo Bamba to the Clippers. I like this a lot. I was looking for Mo Bamba to maybe slide over to the Chicago Bulls, but I like this on a 1-year deal. I think that he certainly helps the Clippers along with Kai Jones. Remember, they got dominated, I think, inside with Lively and Gafford. I think that this helps them out a bit, so I do like this signing. Got Chris Dunn on the move. He's headed to the Clippers. All right, so they do get a point guard here that has some toughness. Reminds me a little bit of Russell Westbrook. Certainly not as good as Russell Westbrook, but I think he plays with that same type of effort. So I do like Chris Dunn in the backup role. Gary Harris coming back to Orlando Magic. I didn't think it was going to happen, but They like Gary Harris coming back in his 11th season, 2-year, $14 million deal. So Gary Harris coming back, just trying to get some consistency here. Just talked about Klay Thompson coming back. And yeah, guys, for the most part, I believe that is about it. Aaron Holiday staying with the Rockets. And so, guys, I mean, it has been an interesting free agency. I think that the Klay Thompson news is something that I think is going to certainly push it's going to push, I think, the Mavericks to another place. I think that they're definitely in the hunt for a championship here. I'm not saying that they're necessarily going to get out of the West, but I like it. With LeBron and those guys like that, I think they're going to be a bit more financially strapped. Just talked about that. I liked what Philly did in getting Paul George and taking care of that. I don't think that Paul George is necessarily going to push Philadelphia over the top. And if Paul George was leaving due to the fact that Kawhi Leonard was injured, well, good luck, because that's the same situation that he's going to run into with Joel Embiid, guys. And so with that being said, that is free agency. We're going to be talking a little bit about Summer League basketball coming up. One of my favorite times of the year, guys. And I think it's the best time to get out there if you're an NBA fan, to go out there and check these guys out. I think it's like the most cost-efficient way to go out there and see some of the top picks in the draft. I got a chance to look at Wembanyama last year up close and personal, Brandon Miller, seeing Ben Simmons, Lonzo Ball, these guys like that play when they were rookies. So terrific atmosphere. But there are a lot of stories that surround the Summer League. There's going to be a lot of young men out there trying to figure out how to crack the rotation and even get into the on the radar for some of these GMs and things like that, so they can position themselves to start their career off. So we'll be talking about the Summer League and all the pluses about that. Just want to thank everybody out there who has listened to the show, everybody that has subscribed. You can catch us at Real Talk Sports with Rico on YouTube. You can also catch us on Spotify as well. And I just want to thank the fans out there again. Thank the sponsors for putting sponsorship on the show. This is a Rico for Real Talk Sports. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace, peace, peace. Peace.